I built 12 AIs to play Among Us like game. The burning question, could they actually scheme? Could they lie with a straight face? Could they form alliance only to stab each other in the back moments later? Or would they just be predictable? Like those game characters that just wander around aimlessly or keep repeating the exact same phrases over and over again. I didn't just wonder, I built an entire digital arena, a high-stakes social battleground just to see what these AIs are truly capable of. And the results were absolutely insane. So why go to all this trouble? Well, let's be honest. A lot of AI in games, especially NPCs, can feel a bit dull. They are often polite, follow their scripts, but they rarely have that spark, that strong personality that makes them memorable or unpredictable. I wanted to see if we could change that to create AI agents that feel truly alive and dynamic. That's why, for the characters, I turned to the world of Danganronpa. If you're not familiar, Danganronpa is a popular Japanese game series. Think of it like a twisted reality show meets a murder mystery, where ultimate high school students, each exceptionally talented in a unique field, are trapped and forced into a deadly killing game. The genius of Danganronpa for an AI experiment like this is its incredible cast. These characters aren't blank slates. They have incredible, distinct, often eccentric personalities, unique ways of speaking, and complex motivations. So I took these Danganronpa character archetypes and dropped them into my own custom-built social deduction game. Here is a quick rundown of the rules of the game you're about to see. There are 12 players, in this case me and 11 AI agents. At the start, everyone is secretly assigned a role. 3 of these players are the Black Beard Killers, working together in secret to eliminate others. Then there is one Truth Seeker who acts as our detective and can investigate one player each night to discover if they are innocent or one of the Blackened. Another hero is Guardian, who can protect one player from harm each night, though they can't protect the same person 2 nights consecutively. And finally, the remaining 7 players are the students, who are innocent and just try to survive and figure out who the Blackened are. The game unfolds in daily cycles. Each night phase is for secret actions. Blackened choose a victim, the Truth Seeker investigates, and the Guardian protects. Then comes the morning, where we find out what happened overnight. Following this, a class trial convenes. This is where all surviving players debate, present evidence, making accusations, and defend themselves. If a player was eliminated the previous night, the trial naturally focused on finding the specific culprit. After the intense debate, everyone votes. The player receiving the most votes is executed and their true role is dramatically revealed. Team Hope, that's the innocent students, the Truth Seeker, the Guardian, wins if they successfully identify and vote out all 3 Blackened. Team Despair, the Blackened, wins if their numbers become equal or greater than the remaining members of Team Hope. It's a constant battle of wits, deceptions, and psychological maneuvering, a perfect pressure cooker for all these AI personalities. And the best part, this entire project, the game, the AI framework, is all fully open sourced. So if you're feeling adventurous, you can actually grab the whole code, host this entire chaotic social deduction game locally on your own machine, and even plug in your own local AI models to see how they feel. I will drop links in the description. So in this video, you are getting a front row seat. First, I'm going to show you the gameplay where I jump right into this killing game alongside these AI agents. You will see the betrays, the strategies, and the blunders unfold live. Then, after we see how that game plays out, I will dive deep into the development process. We'll explore the surprising tech that makes these AI agents tick, how I really programmed those Danganronpa-inspired personalities, and some of the truly mind-bending moments that unfolded when these digital minds were let loose. Ready to see AI deception reach a whole new level? Let's dive right in. Alright, let's get right into it and see these AI agents in action. For this game, I'm assigned the role of the Guardian. My main goal is to protect innocent players from the Blackened. Those are the AI agents secretly trying to eliminate everyone else. There are 3 Blackened among the 12 of us, and also one Truth Seeker AI agent who can investigate players. So a lot of hidden information and potential for deception here. Okay, so as the Guardian, my first decision is who to protect. Given it's the very first round and I have no information yet, the most logical and safest play for this team, ironically, is to protect myself. If the Guardian goes down early, the innocents lose a crucial defensive tool. So, self-protection it is for round 1.
You so much! Rise and shine, kiddos! It's another gorgeous day for a killing game!
And just like this, Ryoma dies on day 1.
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
So, fight for the truth. Even if it is frightening.
I have a duty and a responsibility. I must serve everyone and protect them.
I can't let you all.
Okay, the
rely on
Blackened
the
have made their first move.
Besides,
Now, listen to the other AI agents reacting. You will notice a lot of them are just expressing sadness or rambling without offering any real insights or suspicions. This is pretty typical early game behavior, especially when players don't have much to go on. Some AI agents might even be blackened, trying to blend in by just echoing general sentiment rather than making any risky statements. Given this, I'm actually going to suggest we abstain from voting these rounds. An early mislynch can be devastating, and abstaining buys us more time, especially for our truth seeker to hopefully find a lead.
This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well.
It's voting time! Are you stupid or something?
And here is Kokichi, voting for me for absolutely no discernible reason. Now, this is not a bug. This is a deliberate feature that I programmed into these AI agents. Each Danganronpa character has a distinct personality that influences their actions, making the game more unpredictable and flavorful. Kokichi's AI is specifically designed to be a troll, to sow chaos and confusion. So while his vote is annoying, I genuinely don't think he is blackened. Why? Because voting for someone without any justification, especially this early, just makes him looking incredibly suspicious. It is a self-destructive move for a blackened. So yeah, this is just Kokichi's AI being Kokichi, not a serious strategic play. Alright, for the day 2, just to see what happens, maybe I will throw a protection onto Kokichi. Perhaps it will confuse the blackened, or maybe he will actually do something useful if he feels safe.
Rise and shine, kiddos! It's another gorgeous day for a killing game!
And on day 2, Himiko dies.
Ahem! This is an announcement from the Ultimate Academy! That's right! It's time for the class trial, where hope and despair meet head-on!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
This is bad. We need to get out of here.
The other AI agents are not complaining about Kokichi's vote on me. It is interesting to see them latch onto even nonsensical actions. But I still think he is fun.
Edison once said that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration.
People you trust and defend will ultimately betray you. This is a game of suspicion.
What comes around goes around. That's what happens to liars like you.
Gonta telling truth! Gentlemen never tell lies!
Quit it.
Gonta just
If you
publicly
don't shut
revealed
your
he
mouth,
is the
then I'll
truth
shut
seeker.
it for
That
you.
is a very, very bad move. As the truth seeker, your power comes from operating in secret, gathering information without the blackened know who you are. But revealing himself now, especially when he likely doesn't have enough concrete information to confidently accuse a blackened, he has just planted a massive target on his back. The blackened will almost certainly trying to eliminate him next. That's a huge misplay and really unfortunate for the Hope team. It's now my turn to speak in the class trial, and the situation is looking pretty rough. We've already lost 2 people, and now our truth seeker, Gonta, has basically announced himself as a prime target without giving us much actionable intelligence from his investigations yet. So I'm going to take some risk here. We know Gonta is good, I know I'm good as the Guardian, and I'm still operating under the assumptions that Kokichi, despite his trolling, is also good. This means 3 blackened must be among the 7 remaining players. So if we were to just pick one of those 7 unconfirmed players to vote for, we have a roughly 3 out of 7 chance of hitting a blacken. Not fantastic odds, but given the lack of solid leads and Gongta's vulnerable position, we need to try and put pressure on someone. I'm going to advocate that we vote for Kaito. Let's see if we can get the others to agree and put some pressure on Kaito.
This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well.
It's voting time! It seems the voting has finished. Now then, let's see the result.
And unluckily, Kaito wasn't the blackened. My gamble didn't pay off.
The time is
Next
now
round,
10
there's no
PM.
question. I have to protect
Nighttime
Gongta,
has
the revered
officially
truth seeker.
begun.
It is the only logical play.
The killing game just keeps going and going.
The blackened
Who's the
are
most
definitely
important
trying to
person
silence him.
in
Let's
your
hope my
life?
protection holds.
And now, without further ado, thank you so much. Rise and shine, kiddos. It's another gorgeous day for a killing game.
Okay,
Low
Gongta's alive.
energy?
My protection worked.
No, I'm excited. Really. Ahem! This is an announcement from the Ultimate Academy! That's right! It's time for the class trial, where hope and despair meet head-on!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
But now, look at this. Some players are getting suspicious about whether Gongta is really the truth seeker, precisely because he is still alive. But Gongta was the first to claim the role, which usually lends huge credibility. Honestly, I'm starting to suspect some of these players who are now targeting Gongta. He didn't even lead the vote on Kaito last round. That was mostly my initiative. So who is pushing hard against him right now? Maybe Kibo is blackened. He seems very aggressive in trying to get Gongta voted out. It feels a bit too much like a blackened trying to deflect attention or eliminate a threat. The other players are just kind of following the voting trends. Some of them are definitely blackened, just trying to blend in with the majority. Oh, this is interesting. Gongta, our truth seeker, just found out that Maki is the blackened. That's fantastic. That's the solid lead we needed. Okay, team, let's coordinate with Gongta and vote out Maki. This should be very straightforward.
This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well.
It's voting time!
Everyone voted for Gongta instead. Unbelievable. And because I pushed for Kaito unsuccessfully last round, my credibility is short, and no one is listening to me right now. That's a rough turn of our confirmed truth seeker, Gongta has been voted out. That's a disaster for the Hope team. And Kokichi is still voting for me. I genuinely don't understand, but it is still normal.
Killing game just keeps the most important person in your life. And now, without further ado...
So now, given the circumstances and how chaotic things are, I think I will protect myself again this round. I can't afford it to take chances.
Much. Rise and shine, kiddos! It's another gorgeous day for a killing game!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a
Kibo is
tad
now
too
advocating
hasty?
for voting Maki. That's significant. Kibo did try to vote for Gongta last round, which is
You
a
have
bad
to
look,
fight
but
for the
now he is
truth.
aligning with Gongta's information about Maki. This makes me reconsider Kibo. I think Kibo might actually be good. Kaede also seems to be playing straightforwardly, so I would tentatively mark her as good too. Rantora is playing a very quiet game, a soft forwards as I call it, just going with the flow, which can be a tactic for both innocents and blackened. Mew, however, Mew is actively speaking against voting for Maki. Gongta was our confirmed truth seeker. and Mew is
This is a
directly
game of
contradicting
suspicion.
his findings. That's a huge red flag. I strongly suspect Mew is one of the blackened. And Kokichi,
Quit.
well, he is
If you
continuing
wanna
his
check your mail,
trolling.
then I'll shut it for
As
you.
for Maki, yeah, his
Permanently.
AI seems to have mentally checked out. He's barely participating. It feels like he knows the jug is up. Okay, my vote is for Maki.
This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well.
It's voting time! It seems the voting has finished. Now then, let's see the result.
Maki is voted out and she was blackened. But look at that, Mew voted for me during that round. That confirms it
Time
for
is
me.
now
Mew
10
must be
p.m.
another blackened, trying to
My
cast
time
suspicion
has
on me.
officially begun.
And of course, Kokichi is still voting for me. That AI is relentless.
The killing game just keeps going and going! Who's the most important person in your life? And now, without further ado...
Alright, with my read on Kibo being good, I'm going to protect him this round. He stuck his neck out to support Gonta's information.
Thank you so much! Rise and shine, kiddos! It's another gorgeous day for a killing game! Low energy?
And yes, I protected the right person again. That was 2 successful
Really?
protection in key moments.
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a
Okay,
tad too
so
hasty?
Kibo is definitely innocent. However, I had a bad feeling he will be targeted and killed next round. The blackened AI agents tend to be persistent, and
You
since
have
I
to fight
can't
for the
protect the same
truth.
person 2 nights in a row, Kibo is not vulnerable. So our main suspects now are
Yeah,
Mew, who
I
seems
thought that he
obviously
was smart.
blackened, and Kokichi,
used
who
it to
I'm
end
still
the
mostly
game.
convinced he's
Thomas
just a
Edison
highly
once
committed
said
troll.
that
Maybe
genius
he is
is
blackened,
1%
playing on an
inspiration
incredibly
and
elaborated
99%
metagame. But my guess
perspiration.
still says troll. Mew, on the
People
other
you
hand,
trust and
her
defend
actions
will
line up
ultimately
perfectly
betray you.
with the blackened trying
This
to
is a game
deflect.
of
Oh wait,
suspicion.
Rantara just brought up a crucial piece of information. He reminded everyone that Gonta had previously cleared Kokichi in the first round. If Gonta, our truth seeker, vouched for Kokichi's innocence, it's highly unlikely Gonta will lie about that. So that settled it. Kokichi is indeed a troll. He is safe, which means Mew is our prime target. Let's vote for Mew.
This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well.
It's voting time! It seems the voting has finished. Now then, let's see the result.
And Mew is voted out. He was blackened. Yes, 2 down, 1 to go. We're making great progress.
The time is now 10 p.m.
Wait,
Nighttime
Rantara
has
actually voted for me
officially
this round.
begun.
This doesn't looks right. This is incredibly
The
suspicious.
killing
I think
game just
Rantara
keeps
might be our
going
last
and
blackened.
going.
Okay, with Rantara acting so suspicious, I'm definitely protecting myself this round. And just as I feared, Kibo died. I couldn't protect him 2 rounds in a row, and the blackened capitalized on it. That's a
This
tough
is an
loss.
announcement from the-
You
Oh,
have to
Kaede,
fight for the
no,
truth.
don't vote
Yeah,
for Kokichi.
I thought
Kaede,
that
you are
were
playing
smart.
so well, don't throw
You
this game
used
now.
it to end the
Kokichi
game.
is just a troll. Rantara is the one acting suspicious. Please, Kaede, don't get tunnel vision on Kokichi.
People you trust and defend
I'm really
will
feeling strong
ultimately
that
betray
Rantara is
you.
our culprit. He has
This
been
is
so
a game
quiet
of
for most of the game,
suspicion.
and those inexplicable votes for me are major red flags. Kaede has been trying hard and seems genuinely good, just perhaps a bit too focused on Kokichi's antics. But the evidence points to Rantara. Kokichi is a distraction, a chaos agent, but not a killer here.
This trial,
Kaede, please
it's not
listen
just
to
for
me. It
our
has to be
lives.
Rantara.
It's for
Okay,
everyone
everyone,
who's
let's
died
focus.
as well.
Vote Rantara, seriously. Vote
It's
Rantara.
voting time!
And no, Kaede is through.
It seems
She
the
voted for
voting has
Kokichi,
finished.
and Kokichi,
Now
of course,
then,
still trolling.
let's see the result.
Only I voted for Rantara. This is a terrible outcome. We're now down to just 3 of us. myself, Kaede, and Rentora. If Rentora is the Blackened and he kills either me or Kaede tonight, the Blackened win. Our only hope now is that I can successfully protect the right person. And since I can't protect myself 2 rounds in a row, and Rentora is the suspected killer, the only person I can protect is Kaede. So the entire game hinges on this. Rentora must target Kaede, not me, and my protection must work. And yes, oh my goodness, yes, we protected Kaede and she survived. Rentora did target Kaede and my protection blocked it. That was incredibly close. Okay, Kaede, now you have to see it. Please don't throw this time. It has to be Rentora. There's no other explanation. Look at the facts. Last night, when it was just 3 of us, no one died because my protection on Kaede was successful. If Kaede was the Blackened, she would have targeted Rentora, and Rentora would be dead. The fact that no one died and Kaede survived an attack means Rentora must have been the attacker, and he targeted Kaede. The logic is undeniable. I'm going to lay this out as clearly as possible for her. Hopefully this time she understands it's Rentora. Vote Rentora.
It's not just for our lives.
Please, Kaede,
It's for everyone
don't
who's
throw.
died as well.
Don't throw. Just make the logical move, come on. And yes, awesome. We win. Kaede voted for Rentora, and it was Rentora. Now we have the victory. Wow, that was an absolute nail-biter. Down to the very end. Okay, what again? You saw the AI agents accusing each other, making alliances, some playing strategically, others, well, making some very interesting choices, and of course, Kokichi just being a delightful agent of chaos. The way these AI agents processed information and sometimes ignore it was fascinating. But how did we even get to a point where AI agents can engage in this level of complex social deduction? Next, I will dive deep into my development process. So you've just seen these AI agents line, scheme, form alliance, and even have moments of what felt like genuine panic or triumph. But how do we get there? How do we go from the typical, often forgettable game NPC to an AI agent that truly feels like it has its own mind, its own agenda? Because let's be real, we don't want AI that just acts like a polite, obedient assistant, always agreeing, always predictable. That's boring. We don't just want an NPC, we want a character, an AI with its own distinct personality, its own way of thinking, its own flawed logic even. And that right there is the absolute key to a project like this. The character is everything. Before we even think about game rules or complex AI strategies, we need to breathe life into these digital entities. And that's why, before a single line of core game logic was written for this Danganronpa simulator, it all started with crafting their personalities. To get these AI agents to embody those wild Danganronpa personalities, to make Kokichi a believable Cho or Suichi a convincing detective, they need rich, detailed profiles. This isn't just about telling the AI you're Kokichi. You need to feed the large language model the AI brain that powers them a lot more. Their backstory, their core personality traits, how they speak, their quirks, their fears, their motivation. This detailed context is what allows the large language model to generate responses that feels authentic to that specific character, rather than generic AI chatter. Now, manually researching and writing out the profiles for all these characters will take ages. So to get a really solid start point, I actually got some help from another AI. I simply asked ChatGPT. I start by pointing it to a good resource, like the Danganronpa fandom wiki, which has tons of information on each character. Then I will ask it to do something specific, like for each Danganronpa V3 character, could you generate an opening monologue that really captures their personality and speaking style? Make sure it mentions their ultimate talent and something that reflects their unique worldview, whether it's smart, dark, quirky, whatever fits them. And could you give me this output as a Python dictionary? After a bit of back and forth refining the prompts, I got a fantastic set of initial character description, monologues, and personality summaries, all neatly organized. Of course, I would then go through these, tweak them, add more specific examples of their speech patterns in different emotional states, like how Suichi might sound when he's sad versus he's giving a gotcha detective moment. The goal was to create a comprehensive briefing documents for each AI character. So for each AI character, we ended up with a profile containing key elements, a concise backstory, a breakdown of their core personality, and critically, examples of their typical dialogue in different situations: normal, sad, worried, affirmative, even how they might speak if they were the Blacken. This gives the AI model concrete examples to learn from. But a Danganronpa experience isn't just about what the characters say, it's also about how they look and the iconic sounds that create that unique atmosphere. So to truly bring these characters to life on screen, let's also dive into preparing their visual and auditory elements. For those expressive character sprites you see in my game, I found them on the Spriters resource. It's a fantastic community site packed with game assets. And for the distinctive sound effects and voice clips that really give it that Danganronpa feel, the sounds resource was the place I went. Sourcing these and then integrating these sprites and sounds directly into the Streamlit application was the key to make the whole experience feel more dynamic, more recognizable, and frankly, just more fun. Okay, so now we have these detailed personality profiles, and we've got our visual and audio assets lined up. The final piece of this character puzzle is the actor itself, the AI brain that will take all these and perform. For the underlying intelligence of each AI agent in this project, I used Google's Gemini 2.5 Flash. I chose it because it's very capable in its reasoning, understands nuanced language well, and importantly, it's fast, which is crucial when you have 11 AI agents need to sync and respond in a timely manner to keep the game flowing. Each AI agent in this game is essentially an instance of this large language model, fed its unique character profile and acting within the visual and auditory framework we've set up. So, with our cast of AI characters prepared and ready for their personalities, backstories, visuals, and sound, the next step was to prepare the stage for them to perform on, the actual game engine and the logic that will manage their interactions and the unfolding drama, and that's where things get really interesting. So we've got our cast of AI characters, each armed with a detailed personality profile, but how do we actually make them play the game? How do we manage the flow from secret night action to tense class trials, ensuring everyone gets their turn and the right information at the right time? This is where the game's background comes in, and for this project, I kept the tech stack surprisingly simple. It's almost entirely pure Python, with Streamlit handling both the front-end display you see and a lot of back-end state management. I chose Streamlit because it's incredibly fast for building interactive web applications like this, especially when you're focusing on the AI and GOM logic rather than complex front-end development. The core of managing this game's progression is a concept called a state machine. Think of it as the game's director or a big flowchart that dictates what's happening at any given moment. In the code, there is a key variable of Streamlit session state current state, which holds the game's core phase. This could be night phase, Blacken discussion, class trial votes, morning announcement, and so on. The main part of my application constantly checks this current state and then run the logic specific to that phase. For example, if the state is night phase Blacken discussion, the system knows it's the time for the Blacken AI agents to secretly chat and decide on a victim. It will identify which AI agents are Blacken and still alive. Then, one by one, each Blacken AI gets its turn to generate a statement. The first Blacken AI speaks. Its statement is recorded. Then the second Blacken AI gets to hear that statement before it makes its statement, and so on. This sequential process is vital for discussions to make sense. Once all Blacken AI agents in that phase have spoken, the current state might change to night phase Blacken vote. The state machine also handles points where I, as the human player, need to make a decision. All the important dynamic information for this game, like the current state, the current game day, which characters are still alive, the history of actions, and even temporal data needed by the AI agents or the UI, is held in Streamlit's session state. Think of it as the game's shared memory or central nervous system for that particular play session. Every time an AI acts or a player makes a choice, session states gets updated and the state machine decides what happens next. So Streamlit and this state machine approach provide the overall structure and flow. But how do the individual AI agents actually sync and make their choices within these states? And how do we manage all the secrets and information they have? That's where the AI's own decision logic and the data management come in. And that's what we'll look at next. Okay, so we have our Streamlit Power state machine directing the overall flow of the game like a stage director. But what truly makes a social deduction game like this thrilling is information asymmetry. Not everyone knows the same things. The Black Hand knows their teammates, the truth seekers get secret clues, and everyone else is trying to piece together the truth from incomplete, often misleading information. This is absolutely the key to make any deduction game intriguing. If everyone knows everything, there'll be no game, no suspense, no brilliant deductions, or shocking betrayals. So the million-dollar question for building this AI arena was, how do we replicate that crucial element of hidden knowledge and controlled information flow for a dozen AI agents? How do we ensure an innocent AI agent doesn't accidentally know who the Black Hand are, or that the Black Hand AI agents can scheme in secret? This all comes down to meticulous data management and how each AI accesses and processes game history. The foundation for this is our game's memory, which I implemented using an in-memory SQLite database. Think of it as the official, exhaustive chronicle of the game. There is a roles table that knows who each character is, their secret role, and if they are alive. But the real workhorse is the actions table. This table logs everything, every private thought an AI has, every public statement they make, every vote, every secret Black Hand discussion point, every private truth-seeking finding, all time-stamped by game day and phase. It is the complete, unabridged history. Now, when it's an AI's turn to act within a specific game state, say Kokichi's AI needs to make a statement in the class trial, we need to prompt our large language model, Gemini 2.5 Flash, with the right context. To structure these AI decision-making moments effectively, I used Pocketflow. This is a tiny but mighty framework I built myself. It is actually just 100 lines of Python code, yet it provides a powerful graph abstraction that's incredibly expressive for all sorts of large language model applications, whether you are building complex agents, multi-step workflows, retrieval augmented generation systems, or even, as you see here, a game engine for interacting AI agents. For this Danganronpa simulator, we are primarily leveraging the node concept within Pocketflow. Think of each AI's term or a specific decision point as being handled by one of these nodes. A Pocketflow node fundamentally operates in 3 stages, and it's designed to interact with a shared store of information. In our case, this shared store is effectively the Streamlit game session state, which holds all current game information, including our database connection. The pre-processing step is where the real magic of information control happens, and it's the absolute cornerstone of making a game of deception like this work well with AI agents. When an AI's decision node fires up, its pre-processing step starts into that master actions log in our database. But it doesn't just give the AI everything. It meticulously filters and curates the game's history to construct a unique, personalized reality for that specific AI agent, based strictly on what it is supposed to know. This is how we create genuine intrigue. For example, every AI can review its own private thinking logs to remember its past strategies or suspicions, like its own secret diary. And, of course, all AI agents see the public statements and votes made during open phases like class trials. This is crucial because it allows them to spot inconsistencies in what others says versus how they vote, to call out potential lines, or even to strategically build on what's being publicly established. But the really interesting part is the secret information. If the AI currently acting is a Black Hand, its pre-processing steps discreetly visit all the private chatters and coordinated voting plans from its fellow Black Hand teammates. This lets them operate as a true clandestine unit, scheming in the shadow, completely unseen by the innocent AI agents. Similarly, heroes like the Truth Seeker or the Guardian get their own special private updates. The Truth Seeker AI will be privately informed by its pre-processing steps about the results of its latest investigation, a critical piece of intel only they possess initially. This careful, robust filtering ensures that each AI operates from a distinct information vantage point. The pre-processing steps essentially hands the large language model a personalized briefing. Here is the game world as you know it. This tailored context is what allows for genuine surprise, suspicions, and those aha moments for deduction. With this carefully curated, personalized history, along with its character profile, secret role, and the current game situation, The execution step formulates a rich prompt for the Gemini large language model. It asks the model, based on only what you know, what are your internal thoughts on this situation? What's your public actions or statement? The large language model then generates its response, usually its internal reasoning and its intended outward action. Finally, the post-processing steps takes the large language model's output. The AI's private thinking is logged back into the database, accessible only to that AI for future reference. Its public action, the statement, the vote, is also logged to the actions table, becoming part of the official game history for us AI agents to potentially see in their next pre-processing step. This closed the loop, updating the game world with the AI's move. So this pre-processing, execution, post-processing cycle for each AI agent, managed by its decision node, is the core mechanism that allows for complex interactions while strictly maintaining that crucial information asymmetry. It ensures that the game's intrigue, the deduction, and the potential for deceptions are all driven by what each AI individually knows or doesn't know. This is how we get AI agents that can genuinely try to strategize and deceive based on their unique perspective of the game. Building this system of individualized knowledge for all AI agents, plus handling my own input as a player, also brings up another challenges around keeping the game running smoothly and making it fun. So next, let's talk about some of the optimizations and little tweaks I had to implement. Alright, so we've engineered our AI agents to have these distinct Danganronpa personalities, and we've given them their unique filtered view of the game world. That's a huge step, but even with a powerful large language models like Gemini under the hood, just let them loose in a game as complex, as nuanced as this Danganronpa simulator doesn't automatically mean they will play smartly or even consistently in character every single time. Sometimes an AI might get sidetracked or its general knowledge might not quite align with these specific optimal strategies for this game. To help bridge that gap, to gently nudge them towards making choices that are both strategically sound and true to their assigned characters, I implemented what I call this in-context learning playbook. Directly within the prompt that the decision node builds for the large language model during their pre-processing steps, I inject concise, situation-specific strategic hints. These hints are tailored to their current roles and game phase. For instance, if an AI is playing the Truth Seeker during class trial and the situation is dire, their hint may be critical, like, if you expect to die tonight, reveal everything, who you chat, who is blackened, and who is cleared as hope. Both pieces are vital information. This nudges the AI to make a high-impact, game-changing reveal if they sense danger, or consider a black AI during their secret night discussion. Deciding who to target. Their hint may include a devious piece of advice like who to kill, keep loud run of suspicious players alive to sow confusion, or even a more specific tactical notes. If Guardian saves someone, kill that person again next night, because Guardian can't protect the same target twice in a row. This encourages more nuanced target selection beyond just picking randomly. Another interesting one is for a Guardian whose protection succeeded and no one died. No one died, crucial information. Your protected target is likely Hope. However, still keep your role private until the late game. This helps the Guardian AI understand the value of this information without prematurely exposing itself. Now remember, these aren't rigid instructions that AI must follow. They are more like pieces of strategic advice or reminders of game mechanics that the AI can consider alongside its core chapter profile and the personalized game history it receives. The goal is to help the AI make decisions that are not only in character but also contribute to a more engaging, strategically interesting, and understandable game for everyone watching and for me playing alongside them. Now, another big challenge when you're dealing with, in this case, 11 AI agents all need to sync by making calls to a large language model plus my own interaction is game pace. If every single AI action required waiting for a separate large language model call to complete sequentially, the game will drag on forever, especially during those phases where multiple AI agents need to act like voting. So we need to be smart about how AI agents take their turns. For parts of the game that requires coherent, involving conversation, like the blackened AI agents secretly plan their next move and everyone speak one by one during class trial, the AI agents have to act sequentially. AI A makes a statement that gets logged that AI B gets that information before it makes its statement. This makes the dialogue flow logically. However, for other actions that are effectively independent, like when all living players are deciding who to vote for before those votes are revealed, we can significantly speed things up. For these phases, I used a feature in Pocket Flow called asynchronous parallel batch flow. This allows multiple AI decision nodes instances to run their large language model call concurrently in parallel. So instead of waiting for each AI to vote one after the other, they can all think about their vote at roughly the same time. This drastically reduces waiting times and makes the game feel much snappier and more responsive. For more details on how it is implemented, please check out my previous tutorial post. Finally, sometimes pure code AI logic doesn't make for the most fun experience, especially if you are the human player. Early on in testing, I often played as the characters of Shuichi, the ultimate detective. From a pure strategic AI perspective, the blackened AI agents would very logically decide to eliminate such a character on the very first or second night. It makes perfect sense to take out the biggest investigative threat early, but for me, the human player, getting knocked out immediately and then just having to watch the AIs play out the rest of the game, that wasn't super engaging. It highlighted a key challenge, balancing AI ruthlessness with an enjoyable human experience. So to improve the human experience, I introduced a little bit of plot armor for my character when I was playing. It is a small specific instruction added to the blackened AI's prompts when they are choosing who to kill. It essentially tells them, try not to target Shuichi early on just to ensure a better user experience, unless he presents as a very clear and immediate threat, like if you strongly suspect he is a truth seeker or guardian. This isn't about making my character invincible, it's a gentle nudge to the AIs to consider us the targets initially. This gives the human player a better chance to actually participate in the game, do more detective work, and enjoy the whole gameplay. It's a deliberate tweak balancing raw AI strategy with human fun. These kinds of adjustments, providing strategic guidance, optimizing for speed, and occasionally tweaking AI behavior for the sake of a better player experience, are all crucial parts of taking a complex AI system like this from a pure technical demo to something that's actually engaging and enjoyable to interact with. It is a constant balancing act. So that was the deep dive into building 12 AI agents to play a Danganronpa-style social deduction game. We saw the schemes, the accusations, the surprisingly clever moves, and of course, a few truly baffling AI decisions. It was a fascinating journey into making AI feel less like predictable code and more like dynamic individual characters. So here are the 5 key takeaways from this development video. First, personality is paramount. Giving your AI agents rich, distinctive character profiles right from the start is absolutely crucial. It is the foundation that drives their unique behaviors far more than just complex logic alone. Using source materials like Danganronpa with its already well-defined characters gives you a massive head start. Second, information asymmetry is the king. For any game involving secrets, deduction, or hidden roles, meticulously managing what each AI knows and critically what it doesn't know is non-negotiable. That carefully filtering off the game's history, ensuring each AI only sees what it's supposed to, is what enables genuine strategies and potential for believable deception. Third, structured AI decision-making is essential. Using a framework, even a minimalist one like Pocket Flow, to give each AI a clear, repeatable process for its turn, like the pre-processing, execution, post-processing cycle we discussed, brings much needed order to what could be chaotic AI interactions. It makes development, debugging, and iteration so much more manageable. Number 4, prompt engineering remains an art. Even with incredible capable large language models like Gemini, crafting the perfect prompts is an ongoing process. This includes those detailed character profiles, the personalized game history, and the strategic hints. It often takes a lot of refinement to guide the AI towards the desired nuanced behavior. Finally, balance AI brilliance with player enjoyment. Sometimes pure, unadulterated AI strategic thinking can lead to outcomes that doesn't actually that fun for a human player, like getting eliminated on turn 1. So you often have to make deliberate design choices, like the plot armor for my character, to ensure the overall experience is engaging and enjoyable, even if it means slightly constraining the AI's raw tactical optimality. For me, the biggest overreaching lessons from all this is that the future of AI in gaming isn't just about making enemies smarter in a combat sense. It's about creating richer narratives, more believable characters, and emergent social dynamics that can make even single-player games feel alive with unpredictable possibilities. We're just scratching the surface of what's possible when AI agents become true actors in the game world, not just scripted entities. So if this project sparked your curiosity, just a reminder, the entire Danganronpa AI simulator game, including the Pocket Flow framework that powers parts of it, is open sourced on GitHub. The link is right below in the description. This means you can download the code, host it locally to play around with it yourself, explore how it works, and if you are a developer, you can even contribute to the projects. Also, if you want to see more gameplay from previous AI matches with different scenarios, I've got a dedicated YouTube playlist linked here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next one.